Now, after creating the Java class connectivity, let's go back to the design login form. We're going to make this GUI functional. A working GUI login form when the end user enter the username and password, the system will accept it, and when we click the login, it will go to the login form, and then when we click the exit button, it will exit the program. Something like that. Okay, so let's check our source code here. What do we need? So we have the package name here. Let's import some classes, built-in class that we would be needing to make our form functional. Let's import the SQL class. We simply place asterisk here so that in the future we would be needing the other methods inside the SQL class. Again, these are the built-in class. Now we also place asterisk here for future reference, just in case we would be needing the other method inside the swing class. So we import the javax.swing so that our J option thing will work later. Now let's proceed to the next part to establish the connection from the class, the login connectivity Java class we created earlier. So we write this code, connection from class, the login connectivity class that we created in the method inside it. Then let's create another variables that we would be using in our query later. We had just created the PS and the RS variable with an initial value of null that we're going to use in our query later. And then in here inside the method, let's just copy the connectivity class that we created earlier. Highlight, Control C on your keyboard, and then Control V to paste it. And let's now make our button working. You can delete it or simply press Enter to type the handling code. Or you can simply, if you want to be sure if you are, for example, in the design view, you just simply double click this and then you will be prompted here in the code. This time we're going to create the event for the login button. Let's now create a method to query our database. So string login, this will be our variable for the query. Select asterisk from the login table, the table we created, where username equals question mark and password equals question mark, and do not forget the semicolon at the end of the line. this is how this is going to be the behavior of our login button. We now have the following declaration: PS equals on that prepare statement login. So this is our query. Then another declaration, we have PS that set string 1 for column 1, username for the variable name, get text, and this is a method that get the value of the username. Let's change our variable, our username here. Right click, change variable to match our source code. Change it to username. Variable name, new name, username. So this one, let's change the variable name and the password. To match our source code. We could easily read it. And let's go back to our source. Again, this is for the column 1 in our table. This is the variable name for our username, and same thing is true with column 2 in our table, and then the variable name for our table, rather in our form. So this whole thing is the behavior of our login button. Now let's create a method. What if the statement is true and if the statement is false? What will happen? This is now our conditional statement for our login button. So once the end user enter the correct username and password, then the congratulations, login successful dialog box will appear using the J option pane that show message dialog. This was made possible because we import the Java swing here. It's the method inside that built-in class, the J option pane. And what will happen if the login is successful? So we will connect it to another form. So it means that we're going to create another form that will link our login form. So we will name it later the login successful form once the login is successful. Otherwise, if the username and password is wrong here, then the dialog box, sorry, login failed, will appear. As you can see, all the warning sign here is gone because those are just for the catchphrase. We haven't completed the try and catchphrase, so that is why. Now our only warning here is it is looking for another form that will link to our login form, that is the login successful form. So we're going to create now the form that will link our login form. To solve the warning here, let's take a look at it. It is looking for the other form that we declare here. So let's now go to the project tab, then make sure that the new form we will create it under the project dedicated. So right click on the project again and then click new, then choose jQuery. form. So let's name our form. This is our form 2 now. This is the login successful form. The one that we created in the login form. This will be the link. Once the user input the correct username, password, and the login is successful, then it will link into this form. So let's click finish code. And then give some time to the IDE to create the working area. Now let's design the simple login form. This message will do. Just click on the label, drag and drop it here. Double click there. Just for the purpose of form connectivity. Welcome to login form. It's the same way that we did earlier. Let's add welcome to login successful. Then you can, but this is just for demonstration's sake, to connect the two forms. And let's format. Let's change the font style, the font size, the color if you like, the foreground color of the font, in the background, it's up to you if you like. Just make sure that the foreground color is opposite to the background color. It means that when the foreground color is dark, then the background color should be light. So it would be, it is readable. That would make it readable. Let's move it here. Okay, that's enough. Now let's go to our login form again. And I will put it here. See the source code. Okay, so to make this post method work, as you can see, we have no warning sign here because we had already created or designed the login successful form and connect it here to the login form. Now to make this method works, let's go to our design. Let's revise the properties of our GUI. Let's change it to dispose. Since we use the dispose method, declare the dispose method. This is to terminate the whole program here in the login form and then go to the linked form. So let's close it now. And let's go back to the source code. And this one will work. And after that, do not forget to add the driver. Remember, in our connectivity Java class, we declare the statement driver manager. But before that, let us first connect our login form to the project. So double click on the project. See the source code. Then let's connect the login form to project. Login form. Open close parentheses that set visible true. Okay. So recall that first we create the login form and then we connect it to the login successful form, and then the login form we connect it to the project. Let's go back to the login form. Now to make our database work, let's add the Java DB driver. So how are we going to add the Java DB driver? From our project, make sure that you are selecting the correct project that you had just created. You look for the libraries, span. As you can see, there's no Java DB driver here. So to add the driver, right click it, then let's add library. From the list, we look for the Java DB driver and then click add library button. Then give some time. There we go. We have now the drivers. Let's check if our project is working. Okay, so let's run our project to see if it is working. Do not forget to save your work, Control S, and then we could just simply right click here to run our program. Then give some time to the IDE to run our project. So here's now the form that we created. Let's take for example, the end user input the wrong username and password. So what happened if we click login? Do you remember our conditional statement that says sorry, login failed? Click OK. Now let's try to input the correct username. Remember the table we created, we place a record here and the value for the username is admin, and then also insert record for the password with the value admin, then click login. Recall again our conditional statement that says if the statement is true, the congratulations login successful. This is now the product of the J option pane. Show message dialog box. Now let's click OK. It should link to the login form successful. Okay, there you are. So this is now the login successful form, the other form that we created to link the login form. That's it. So everything is working. Just follow correctly step by step on how to connect the forms, form 1 and form 2, and then from the form 1 to our project. And of course, do not forget the database and creating the database plus connectivity. And of course, do not forget to add the driver and make sure that everything falls on the same project. Okay. Once you created the project, make sure that all the forms inside that project, and the driver, the libraries inside the project, and for your database, make sure that it is properly connected using the Java class that you created. That's it. Congratulations for having the working functional GUI, the login form. Congratulations. Now for the challenge in this video tutorial. You are to create your own version of functional login form with working database. Just follow the instructions here in this video lecture, and you can be as creative as possible and make your GUI as user-friendly as possible. You can exceed to the minimum requirements, just like what is shown in the video lecture. You can exceed to that, and I'd like to say good luck. I know you can do it. And that ends our discussion. Thanks to Isaac Lisop for the input. This is Moses saying, just because you are struggling does not mean you are failing. Every great success requires some kind of struggle to get there. I know no matter how hard it would be, especially if you are a beginner on this aspect, I know no matter how hard it would be, just believe in yourself. I know you can do it. And so that's it. Watch out for more video tutorials. Stay safe and God bless everyone. Thank you for watching. This is Moses signing off.